Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin chart as Bitcoin appears to be set for a breakout, or there is the possibility of it actually just being a fake out and Bitcoin gets rejected and sells off. So with that in mind, let's get right to the charts. And we will start over here today on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Now, the weekly candle that just recently closed, that would be yesterday being Sunday, is somewhat of a doji candle, so there's a lot of indecision as far as what direction Bitcoin's price is looking to go. And it is important to note that this 1618 level of essentially 23,478 or even 23,500 is still acting as resistance as far as a weekly candle close. Now, today's candle, albeit it's only Monday, so it's very early in the week, has pushed once again above the 1618 level, or that 23,500 level, but you can see the previous three candles did at one point push above, most of them early in the week, only to retrace back. So if the buyers are actually ready to step up and push Bitcoin's price higher, the next target we could be looking at would be 28,763 or 28.8, and you will see that that is a pretty strong level of previous support back here, also back in this area back here, and even back in this area back here. So this has been a very strong level of support. So previous support often turns into future resistance, so we could expect quite a bit of resistance at this 28.8 level. And with that being said, actually, if we jump over here to the Bitcoin CME futures chart for the daily candles, if you take a look at this gap back here, that gap comes in right around 28.8. So if the Bitcoin bulls get the momentum and push this price up, they may be looking to fill this gap. And in reality, if we take a look at the RSI, which does actually measure momentum, you can see we had a bearish divergence on this candle here, and that bearish divergence has essentially played out. Bearish and bullish divergence are typically short-term signals, so a few days of that bearish momentum did play out. Now it looks like the RSI is actually bouncing off the 50 RSI, which would be a bullish signal. And so if this momentum continues, we could see Bitcoin's price push back up again into maybe the 28,000 to 28.8 level in order to fill this gap on the CME. However, if you just look back and check your 6, you don't have to look back too far. This level of around 24,500 is actually a pretty strong level of resistance. So the question is, Bitcoin is setting up higher low. Higher low, is this just a higher low looking for that next higher high after these two previous higher highs? If Bitcoin's price is able to breach above this prior resistance, we could see a nice pop towards the top, as there are probably a lot of shorts with their stops set above, more than likely just above 25,000. So jumping back over here to the weekly charts, the first target towards the top side is going to be the 1272, which is going to put us around 28.8. But on the flip side, if Bitcoin just once again rejects, then we could be looking back down towards 19.5, which was support in this area, or perhaps 17.6, which is the bottom of the wick on this big candle here. So with that being said, let's jump over here to the daily candle chart for Bitcoin, and you can see Bitcoin is setting higher low after higher low and higher high after higher high. It has broke above that 618 level on the daily chart, which puts us at around 23.3. And so the next zone of resistance for Bitcoin's price on the top side is going to be between that 24.5 and the 50% Fibonacci level, which is coming in just above 25,000, which in theory would be a psychological level of resistance as well. However, if the Bitcoin price actually gets rejected up in this area, we could then see it sell off down to, say, the 786 level, which would be around 20,800. After that, we could see Bitcoin sell off all the way back down to the 17.6 level, which would be in line with the bottom of the wick here. But for right now, Bitcoin is essentially holding this trend line. There was a little bit of a fake out here, but it has been setting higher highs and higher lows. So this might be our next higher low right here if we get another higher high on down the line up in here somewhere. Now, with that all in mind, if I drop in my EMA ribbons, you can see Bitcoin's price is currently pushing above the EMA ribbon. The ribbon is also getting tighter, so that could lead to a flip in the ribbon, which would be bullish if the greens and blues get on top of the reds and the yellows. Right now, reds and yellows are on top of the greens and blues, but we are starting to see that tighten up, and a close and a confirmation of perhaps a couple more daily candles closing above the EMA ribbon. This price action could turn bullish. Now we'll take it one step further and jump over here to the 4-hour candles on Bitcoin. And again, you can see I have my Fibonacci levels drawn in. Currently, we're looking for support at the 0.382 level, which would come in right around 22,500. And you can see that did act as support essentially back in this area. It also acted as resistance if you look back and check your 6 back here as well, and also support right around here. And so what I'm actually looking for is either a breakout towards the top side or Bitcoin's price essentially breaking down through this 382 level. If it breaks down through the 382 level, we could see it retrace all the way back down to, at a minimum, the 618, which would be around that 21,000 level. Obviously, 786 could hold at 20,000. After that, then we could be looking back at around 19, or actually if we pull the chart up, I think more realistically would be the 1272, and that would line up with around 17,345, which is just below the wick of this candle back here. Now, if I drop in my EMA ribbons on the 4-hour chart, again, we can see Bitcoin's price has breached out above the ribbons, and the ribbons have actually flipped, where we now see the green and blues on top of the yellows and the reds. And so this could be a bullish signal, as we have seen in the past. When Bitcoin's price does get above the ribbon, we do see some momentum towards the top side. We saw it back here. We see it again back here, and the ribbons actually acted as support eventually along this move, as Bitcoin's price would pull back and touch the ribbon and then bounce up higher. And so this would be a bullish signal. However, we do need to keep an eye on this level of resistance back up in here, really until Bitcoin breaks above 25,000. Bitcoin's price could just reject once again, and we see another pullback. So I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. If anything major changes over here on the Bitcoin charts, I will do an updated video. So now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss updated videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.